the court proceedings went ahead at 10 o'clock on the dot. There were some further dates set. There'll be some further filing in September and then a committal hearing in October. The actual hearing only went for about 5 minutes. The defence lawyers for Pell, Rob Richter, said that, just for clarification, he intends to plead not guilty to all charges, of course, relating to historical sexual offences. Quickly after leaving court, he was ushered out by scores of police, and we saw quite chaotic scenes out here in front of the magistrate's court. Dozens of media outlets from right around the world, supporters of Pell cheering him on.
Talk to us about what happened in the courtroom from your vantage point of watching George Pell, of watching the scenes of George Pell, who was sitting there. Obviously, he'd been there for probably around half an hour after the chaotic scenes of him walking inside of the courtroom. What was he doing in that time? How many people would you say were in the courtroom? And you speak about the overflow room. I understand Chrissy Foster, the high-profile campaigner for these matters, was in court as well for this too. But talk to us about George Pell and his reaction to what was occurring around him.
Well, as Pell entered the magistrate court, there were cheers from people waiting to enter the magistrate's court. He went up the lifts into his lawyer's office, where he sat until it was just about time for the proceedings to go ahead. There were talks amongst people in the court, their past experiences, what they hoped they might see, what they thought they might see. Throughout this whole ordeal, however, Pell kept silent behind his lawyers.
And so the proceedings, you say, lasted for around 5 minutes. I was receiving text messages from you while you were inside. Were there any issues that were brought up during that, or was it a pretty standard filing hearing? It
was a pretty standard filing hearing. They were setting dates for when the court would next come. There's extra filing on the 6th of September and a committal hearing on the 8th of October. They'll receive the police brief probably next week, maybe even sooner than that.